Now, over the past handful of years, we have been watching the traditional definition of work, job, and career radically transform. We cannot deny that the days of a traditional 9 to 5 are coming to an end. Maybe not tomorrow, but things are definitely moving in that direction. The concept of remote work didn't even exist until a couple decades ago. I mean, myself, I've been in this industry since 2009, but it has definitely boomed post-pandemic. Employees no longer need to work in a cubicle, drive an hour to the office, deal with crappy bosses, or feel like they are just killing time at a job that they don't even enjoy. And the craziest part is that you don't even need to work for someone anymore. But now really almost anyone can build their own business, and they can do it all from the comfort of their home or far, far away on some exotic island or some mountaintop, whatever your flavor is. But the truth is that freelancing is a realm where independence meets opportunity, where earning potential no longer has limits, and where you can actually get into something you enjoy doing again. And if you haven't jumped on the freelancing boat yet, it might seem like that it is unattainable, that it is BS, that it is not an option for you. But let me tell you right now, it most definitely is. We have watched hundreds of now ex-corporate employees, ex-cops, ex-graduate students transform their lives as freelancers or contractors. And they aren't special. If you know you want more for yourself, you can do it too. Even if you're 20 years into a career, even if you're 50 years old, even if you don't think you have any skills you can get paid more for. So if freelancing and building an online business that is viable and profitable has been a dream of yours now for some time, you are where you need to be today. But before we get started, I would just like to say hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah Noquette, and my team and I here at OBM School specialize in helping people transform their virtual businesses and transform their freelancing dreams into a reality. So if you're along for the ride, we are glad you could join us. Today, we're going to be diving into what exactly the world of freelancing entails and a freelancing option that you might want to try out for yourself that is highly profitable and probably will change your life just like it has mine. So let's get right into it. So what is freelancing and why does everybody want to get into it? So freelancers are, for a lack of better words, free, or as close to it as it gets. As a freelancer, you no longer be constrained by the traditional 9 to 5 grind. You can set your own schedule, choose your own field, work from your home, or become a digital nomad. The list goes on. This path basically re-gifts the reins of your own life back to you, which is honestly how it should be. You get to start picking jobs that fit you, not the other way around. The other great thing about this lifestyle is that you can really blow the roof on what you earn. Now, income may vary based on experience, skill level, and the niche that you choose, but when done right, you can earn way, way more than you ever did in your 9 to 5 or previous jobs. Now, when you do choose a niche or a group of people or businesses to work with, you can easily work with people from all around the world. I mean, there are really no limits here in any regard, but it almost sounds too good to be true. Am I right? Now, I'm going to be straight with you here. Is freelancing hard? Yes. Are there difficulties? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes. Are you going to feel like you're going to want to give up? Perhaps. A lot of people do give up, but the people that don't, well, many of them end up in much better places than when they started. And it's not going to happen overnight. And you want to get into a freelancing career that is going to actually give you a return on investment, an ROI, whether that be an investment of time or money or both. Not every freelancing option is as profitable as the next. And to really make it, you need to pick something that is going to align with you. You cannot do it for just the money. Okay, I promise you, it is not sustainable. For example, don't become a digital marketer if you hate the idea of creating designs, writing copy, and learning about advertising and SEO. Do something that you want to do that's going to pay out sooner than later. Now that brings me to point number 2, or a sub point really. What skills are in demand in the freelancing field? When it comes down to it, you are going to put a lot of work in. So you will want to know definitely what pays. So let me start by saying that yes, there is a lot of competition in the field, but with the rise of digital entrepreneurs and businesses, I can promise you that there are enough clients out there for all of us. And you don't even need that many. You can make a solid living off of 2 to 4 clients on retainer that really align with you and see you for the value that you provide. With all that being said, in terms of skills, you're going to want to embrace what makes you different or unique so that you can find and attract those few clients that you need to succeed. Now, one of our past students from OBM school, Oyen Malamo, was actually a physics major before she started working as an online business manager. We will get into what that is later, but she connected with her very first client on the basis that they both studied physics in university. And now she is an OBM for this client who owns a booming astrology school, and we're talking about a really huge client here. Now, if you want to watch Oyen's story in full, it is really one that you do not want to miss. So you can go ahead and click the link in the description below so that you can follow her journey of working and studying to becoming a freelancing OBM and leveraging a ton of transferable skills that she had. Now, this is just one example of many successful freelancers or contractors that have found success by embracing their differences so that they can find those few select clients that connect with them and end up becoming long-term partners in business in one way or another. Now, in terms of other technical skills you may need, it is very common for individuals to believe that they don't have it, that they don't have the valuable skills they can use to create their own freelancing careers and actually make money off of it. And usually this is so far from the truth. Whether you have been working in corporate as a teacher or even as an astronaut, whatever, you need to believe that you have valuable skills that can indeed be applied to a new career path. Like I mentioned, we had a cop. She was from Germany and she walked away from everything she knew and now is rocking it as an online business manager. So if she can, you can too. And the key here is that realizing that you have transferable skills that come from project management, team management, tech, writing, creating, advertising, jobs you had in high school and university, even things like organizing, leadership, things you did in your corporate career, all of that stuff. Now, it might seem disconnected, but I promise you, all of these skills are transferable and you can take bits and pieces from those skills and you can bring it right on over from what you are doing right now into a successful freelancing career. Which brings me to the final point of today's video. With all of this in mind, you might be thinking, Sarah, what's a good freelancing option for me? And truly not everything is. I see a lot of different options flying left and right on social media, and they're not all a good fit, but I want to introduce you to one that has really worked for me and our students inside of OBM school, and that is online business management or becoming an online business manager. So OBMs, online business manager, technically speaking, we work directly with small business owners and are responsible for managing the day-to-day activities in the business. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, that sounds a little bit boring, but some of you are definitely going to be thinking to yourself, I would love to be able to do something like that. I've worked in offices as executive assistants. That's so similar to what I already do. Online businesses and offline businesses that have virtual teams, that have project management tools that are leveraging automation and all of the digital marketing amazingness that is out there right now, want online business managers to manage the bits and pieces in their business, managing their team, managing their projects, managing the day-to-day. These are just a few of the things that we do as online business managers. And it's actually pretty surprising that online business management is still not heavily advertised in the freelancing space because of these things. First off, as an OBM, you are entering people's businesses as a leader. You are coming to offload some of the burden that the client is experiencing. You're taking over the management of those ongoing activities and tasks and projects so that in the end, you can create space within the business so that the client can continue to scale and grow and ultimately become more profitable because they have more time to work on the things that only they can do in the business. Now, this is great because it puts you in a good position to make good money because online business managers, OBMs, give businesses a huge leg up with becoming more scalable and profitable. And more people are discovering this. So the demand for OBMs just keeps growing. As an OBM, your clients are going to recognize this value and they are going to pay for it. Most OBMs charge between $50 to $150 an hour. We've had students come through our program that replace their corporate salary within months of starting this journey. And I am not telling you to sell you anything or blow smoke. I'm telling you this because it's actually happening and it is time to believe that it can happen for you too. Now, being in this highly paid freelancing position is very beneficial because it comes back to that idea of being able to pick who you work with, what kind of projects you work on, and even when you work. Sometimes freelancers that are not paid as well do fall into the trap of just working with clients for the money because, well, they need it. This isn't the case, but it definitely happens. But when you are being paid well, you feel like you can actually use that freelancing freedom to its fullest potential. Now, I'm not going to get too far into what an OBM is and how you can become one, because that is precisely what we are going to be diving into in our next video that is coming out in just a week. So if you want to learn more about online business management as a high paying freelance option and see if it's a good fit for you, there are a few things you can do after watching this video. First, make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you can catch that next video that will cover everything OBM. Once you subscribe, you can check out more of our YouTube videos, and we actually have a playlist called Getting Started as an OBM. So you can always sit back, relax, and binge on all of those juicy golden nuggets of info. You can also head over to our website, which I will include below in the comments, so that you can check out OBM School and learn more about what we do to see if our school is a good fit. And last but not least, you can download our free OBM starter kit, which will teach you more about the ins and outs of becoming an OBM and what steps you might want to take to make a seamless transition onto that path. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below and I'll follow up personally. We hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time.